In this video, I'm going to show you how to customize the appearance of your site. I'll show you a couple different ways that I do that. I am at sites.google.com. I'm going to click the red Create button to get started. Even though I'm going to really customize the appearance of the site, I generally will start with a template that is kind of sort of close to what I am looking for. Not a template, excuse me, a theme. So I'm going to scroll down to select a theme. And I have in mind a little background image of some handprints that I want to use, and they are purple. And so I'm going to try and just pick one of these purple ones to go with, and I can always change this later, but I'm going to try this lavender panel to start with. And then I'm going to name my site, and these names need to be unique. And then I have to scroll down and type in the little caption message down here. If this is not present, you can of course skip this step and click the Create button. Okay, so I've created my site. Now I want to make some adjustments. This is a nice looking theme, but it's a little bland. So I think I'd like to add maybe some interest over here. What this is called the header of the site. So I'm going to go into the More button and manage the site. You can do just about everything from here. I'm on the General tab or General link to start with, and I could change the name of my site if I had misspelled it. I can delete it, copy it, all kinds of good things there. I'm going to scroll down to Colors and Fonts. You can make anywhere from very small changes. The first being, maybe you just don't like the font they chose for your title. You could go into the site header and set the title font, and instead of the theme default, you could choose a custom font and choose a different one from the drop down menu. So you can, there's several to choose from. Another thing you might want to do is to add a background image here. So I'm going to go to the site header background image, and I'm going to choose a file from my computer that I have already saved ahead of time. And I'll go with this handprints choice here. Alright, so that looks kind of cute. It is repeating. It set itself to repeat. If you had a larger one that you didn't want to repeat, you can change the repeating to none. You can see this is a really small little graphic, and I have it I want it to repeat itself horizontally across the whole header area there. That looks pretty good. I can't really read my site's name, so that's going to be a problem if I want to keep this area here. You can't kind of add a background around it, which is a pain, but I will show you what I would do if I really wanted to choose these handprints. Otherwise, I have another way to customize your site. So you can go through and select all these different gadget colors, fonts, and everything else you could possibly think about. When you're happy, you'll just click Save, and you can go back to your site to preview it. Now again, it's looking good, but I don't even think I want Mrs. Johnson's third grade showing on this page. They're going to know it's my site. I could call my home page Mrs. Johnson's third grade. I'm going to go back into More, go back into Manage the Site, and on this General tab that I always seem to land on, it says Show Site Name at the top of the pages. No, I don't think so. I'll save that change, and I'll go back to my site. So now I still have the search bar, but I don't have Mrs. Johnson's site. If I wanted to rename my home page, I could just click the edit pencil on this page and retitle it Mrs. Johnson's third grade and click Save. So now you can see that my name is on the home page and it's over here in the navigation. It will change both. So you can decide if you really need that. You can always, I think most people will know that it's the third grade classroom. Another way to customize the site is to not use a header background image, but actually just to upload a header image itself. So I'm going to go back into the More settings, go back into managing my site. I am going to adjust a couple of things here. I'm going to go into my colors and fonts, which is where I was before. And I'm going to clear all customizations, so I go back to how that theme was. You can see now it goes back to where it started, except I don't have my title right here. And so I'm going to go back, I'm going to save those changes. I'm going to go back to the General area, and I'll show the site name at the top of the pages. Click Save. So now I'm going to go into the Site Layout feature instead of Colors and Fonts. And under Site Layout is Header. I really wish these were in the same area. I'm often switching back and forth. Changing Site Layout here is where you can really adjust some of the things. So this is, if you don't even want a header, you can get rid of it. And you can decide if it's defaulted with the theme or if it's aligned in the center or the top or the bottom. You can adjust all of these things. Do you want a horizontal navigation bar instead of the sidebar on the left? And this gets a lot more complicated, but I'm happy to show you how to do that if you have questions how to do that. I'm going to leave everything there the same and just click OK. I do want to put in a logo. So I'm going to go into change logo. Right now there isn't any, and I'm going to choose a custom logo. So I'm going to choose the file. The advantage, I'm going to use this welcome to our classroom one that I made in Photoshop for all of you, and I'll click OK. You can preview the site, see how it looks. And now we have a welcome to the classroom. You can see the header just keeps getting bigger depending on what all is in here. Again, I think it's just maybe too large with it in there. Sometimes the preview is not accurate, so I'm going to go back and click on the name of my site to see how it looks. And again, that header now is just way too big. I really need to get rid of Mrs. Johnson's 3rd grade or put it over here on the right. So let's go ahead and go back into managing the site. You can see it takes a while to get your site set up just the way you want it. I'm going to go back to General, and I'm going to uncheck Show Site Name at the top of the page and click Save. Preview that, going back to the site, much better. Now, I don't know, the search is probably okay there, but I changed the color scheme significantly, so I think I'm going to go in and customize this even more. So I'm going to go right back into managing my site. I'm going to go into the site layout and make sure I have that header all the way to the left. So I'm going to go into the alignment, and instead of having the header, the theme default value, I'm going to have it standard is the only one I can't do all the way to the left, and then I have top, middle, and bottom. So we'll go with the default there. I think actually if I choose use logo size, we'll get a better fit. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to click OK. And now I'm going to go into colors and fonts. Oh, it warned me I forgot to save, so I'm going to click Save. My changes have been saved now. I got that message. Now I'll go into colors and fonts. And I'm going to change the theme. So I'm going to kind of just scroll here. You can just barely see the theme selection panel up here and my preview down there. And I'm just going to try a different theme. Let's try something that's a little bit more primary color based. Let's try Treehouse, and if I don't like that, we'll go with Ship Shape. Okay, Treehouse is looking like this so far. Again, my preview box is kind of small, so it might look better with, I bet the search bar might not be quite there. I'm going to just scroll up, and I want to see what Ship Shape looks like. So I'm going to go back and go down to Ship Shape. It'd be very nice if they were sorted alphabetically, wouldn't it? Okay, I think I like Treehouse better. So go back up here. I'm going to go with Treehouse. If I wanted to, I can even change the background color of the header area. I think everything looks pretty good the way it is. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to go back and preview it in the full-size screen. Alright, that looks really good. So you can easily customize your site in many different ways. If this header bothers you, if you'd rather it be in the center, you can go in and constantly adjust. I could adjust the colors that appear up here. One of the things I really recommend is that whatever you end up with, make sure the center area where you type most of your text is white. That way when you put images into there, if they happen to have a white background, they won't really stand out. They'll blend in much better with the page. I also think it's the most readable. So those are some of the ways that you can really customize the appearance of your site.